Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? It's a K-Pro Cow Powwow. Today is Monday, May 9th. And we've got some more information to share with you. But don't hate us. We're just the messenger with some opinions sprinkled in. That's right. Hi, Rudy Green. Hi, Hooli. Hi, JK Pioneer. Brent John. Myra.
Adam is checked in. Thank you for checking in, Adam.
David, how you doing, Susie? What's that? Say it again.
I said, Adam is checked in. He said, here and present.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like 3 a.m. his time or something.
Hey,
crazy. You're here.
Hey.
I got in without a commercial. Whew, I did not. So you're doing better than I am today.
So. All right. So tonight we got a couple things to go over. And yeah, we got another PowerPoint from K-Pro. Now, I will say this. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Thursday show. So Thursday is usually Beacon Star Thursdays. But if Jack does testify in his deposition, and if Mr. McCracken releases it, then we might have to do a Forrest Fenn treasure found Thursday night is what I'm thinking. Or maybe
it's not going to be official because it's not directly from Jack and it's not directly from the family. But if Jamie is been doing what he has been doing, hopefully he just posts the one. I'm going to put the wager out there. I believe Jack's going to be answering. And if you could put the 1-page transcript word for word of the 9 clues in the final location, I think that would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go live if there is breaking news Thursday night, our normal time. And I have decided, you guys know I had kind of a major clue cracked on Xavier. I've given it a week. I've talked with people. I'm putting it out. Mike.
Oh,
nobody I knew had that. Now a few people have it. Yeah.
Thursday might be Forrest Fenn treasure found, but we'll see. It all depends how it goes Thursday, and it's just up to Mr. McCracken to release it. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We think the solution is going to come out, and we'll see. And Toby, we think you're wrong, but we'll see. No, Jamie McCracken is not the FBI. I don't know what that means, but no.
No, you know how he says he's FBI agent on his. I think he likes to play that in.
Plays one on the internet, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about tonight, K-Pro?
We're going to pivot a little. We're pivoting. There's a couple of new things that are out, and we're not talking about So there is a new video out with Cynthia. There is some new info from the Fenn estate that I have gotten not directly, but I did ask, can I put it out, since I became aware of it, and I'm going to put that. New info from Jack. We have some excerpts. And pictures from the park. Anybody thinking they're going to West Yellowstone? They got 6 inches of snow yesterday. So I'm going to show you some pictures there. And it's all in good fun. Toby's wrong. I'm wrong. We've all been wrong. He's just really sure.
K-Pro could have took $1,000 from you, K-Pro. But I mean, from you, Toby. K-Pro could have taken $1,000 from you, Toby. But no, we're not going to do that. So
yeah, so it's just a friendly little wager for bragging rights.
We'll find out Thursday. Maybe it'll be breaking news. Maybe it'll be. We'll find out on Thursday.
You know what? This is just playing out at this point. We're all anxious. I spent some time talking with a searcher who hasn't been involved in quite a while, and he kind of got all up to date. It's really sad. He's like, you've done shows every week. What's all happening? And I gave him like 5 soundbites, like 5 things. And it's just been,
okay. So we got to be done by 7 because who's coming live at
David from the U.S. Treasure Hunt. It sounds like he's at least giving an update.
The great U.S. Treasure Hunt.
The great U.S. Treasure Hunt. So we will. Yes. Now there's 2, Holy. One of them cut off the last 6 minutes, and one of them's the full one. Can you make sure that that's the full one? And we're going to show a little piece of that because it'll bring some pieces together. And I'm sorry.
20 minutes. 20 minutes. Is that the full one? I don't know. I see a wolf running across the street. Anyway, you guys check that out after.
It's the latest one. Yeah. And we're going to show the pieces to that because there's a story happening. And I'm sorry. I know some people, when Mike plays Vindication, they think that's the worst thing that's happening in the chase. And it's not like appropriate. Sorry, we're doing it here. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else.
Adam says, did Toby actually offer $1,000 bet?
That he said on his last show. I came in at the end and he's like, let's do $1,000 or it's $1,000 bet or something. And I said, I might have an unfair advantage So I don't want to take all this money.
Okay. Well, let's just jump right into it then. It's because we got to be done by 7. So the
Yeah,
great US
let's
treasure
go.
hunt, we can all
Let's
jump
roll.
over there
Let's
and
roll.
run. All right, here we go. We're just the messengers, everybody. You don't have to like
Yeah,
it.
I've been watching the Ozarks. I'm still 2 episodes away from the ending, so don't tell me the ending. But I'm putting some memes in here. Somebody said, you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm like, no, I don't care if no one watches.
Good luck finding anything up there but snow.
That is Yellowstone yesterday, West Yellowstone yesterday. Oh
Yikes.
my gosh.
What'd the buffalo say to his son? Bye, son. Bison. Get it?
Got it.
Bye, son.
So the bears are out, the animals are out, and everything's covered in snow. So yeah. So
Vindication. Well, now a lot of people said, why are they saying vindication? What does that mean? All I'm saying is that for anybody who says they make up stuff, they lie. They just want clicks and views. They just want super chats. They just want whatever it is they want, and they make stuff up. That's the vindication. It's not made up, guys. We don't.
well, and that's the only thing. Like Heritage, I talked to Heritage. They confirmed they had the treasure chest.
Mm-hmm.
I was told other searchers called and they're like, "You're a liar, K-Pro." Now it's coming out factually that it was at Heritage in Dallas, and so I'm okay saying I found out something different. Let's figure out this, but liar. Vindication.
No, we can be wrong. We're not saying
Right.
we can't be wrong like GPS. GPS was obviously wrong. But again, we're the messenger, guys. We're giving you guys information as we get it, which we believe to be true to the best of our ability. Doesn't mean we can't be wrong. What it means is we're not lying. We don't
have the intent to deceive. We have the intent to try to get to the fact. I didn't realize that I had someone completely lying to me. His name's Turd. And we believed, because we thought successful humans don't open up companies in other people's names. We thought they actually worked and are honest people. No, they're turds. We didn't know that. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Thumbs up for vindication, everybody. Okay, Daniel Barbarisi's book, Chasing the Thrill. The epilogue is out. Pre-order. I got to do that tonight. Pre-order at K-Pro, and then May 18th.
Well, let me say something. So this one.
Why is it yellow? Okay.
So this one, it is going to have an extra chapter in it. It's called an epilogue, and Dan was able to get some key updates that are a little bit old now, but key updates about. No, we're waiting for the breaking news, Susie. Hang in there. So he was able to get some key updates and talk with different people that many of us do not have access to. And several of the pages are kind of exciting.
We all did, Susie, because the numbers are there. You can't argue the numbers are in the poem because they are. But anyway, that's
okay.
Not what
yeah, let's go. Okay, so some of the pages are out and they are pretty cool. They're pretty enticing. Chapter. They're pretty. So let's see what updates. And sorry, I'll get over it soon. But Mike, the stuff that is circled in red, and this is all up on Thor. Thank you, Vertigo. I put the summary over on the left, but I'd actually like you to read those 2 paragraphs.
Ofriches.com. You want me to read the paragraph?
The 2 paragraphs that are
so this is from, just so we're clear, Barbarisi's reissuing his Thrill the Chase book with a new paragraph, and this is a
new chapter.
A new chapter, not a new paragraph, a whole new chapter as kind of an epilogue, like what's happened since the book came out, and this is it.
And now keep in mind that he did this in January, right, and then put it to press. So it seems a little dated, but all those times, liars. Here's what he got from Jack. Let's see what Jack's update to him was. This is a new chapter. Yes, exactly. Davio. Go ahead, Mike.
In books and movies about treasure hunts, things are usually tied up pretty nicely once a treasure's found. The mystery is solved, somebody gets rich, and most everyone goes home happy, satisfied that the story is over. In real life, it turns out that's not exactly how it goes. To begin with, selling the treasure chest turned out to be a more prolonged and difficult proposition than Jack Stoof had anticipated. Stoof had originally expected to sell the chest via the famed auction house Sotheby's, but after initial interest, Sotheby's cooled on the project and ultimately recommended Stoof try a different operation, Heritage Auctions, based outside Dallas. Well, who said that the treasure chest was at Heritage Auctions?
In Dallas. Oh, it's crazy.
I wonder why Sotheby's cooled on it. I wonder why they passed. It's
liability is what I had heard.
Once they connected, Heritage was excited to take on the sale. Heritage plan was to break up the treasure and sell the items separately via its various departments: jewelry, world and ancient coins, etc. So when you called K-Pro and they said, "Oh, let me transfer you to my coin," was it coin guy or gold guy? Which was it?
Gold guy.
The
Gold
gold
guy.
guy. That's because the
Yeah.
treasure chest was there, everybody. I know everybody thought we lied, but we didn't. To do that, Heritage had to acquire insurance on the chest and have it transported from Santa Fe to Texas. When rumors circulated that the chest had been moved, many incorrectly claimed that it had been sold. It had not. But the possibility spurred a few would-be buyers who had been considering purchasing the chest to actually bid, including the well-known searcher Justin Posey, a.k.a. the Entity. Sorry, that was mine. Another anonymous buyer was prepared to offer more than Posey, but wanted to view the chest and all its contents together before consummating the sale. Because Heritage had separated the pieces for examination. Oh, I thought we were going to read the rest. That's it?
No, that's the end that is available. The next page, you have to buy the book.
It's just a preview. Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
And it was Heritage separated the pieces to get the appraisal. I think that's what the end of that sentence said.
Now, CJC says, I never said you lie. You just greatly exaggerate for clicks. Now, that's interesting. And you know what? An exaggeration is subjective. So you know what? If that's your opinion, that's okay. If you feel that way.
Well,
I'm
no,
not
but
sure
I
how
don't
we
mind
exaggerate, but okay.
I don't mind the people. Like, it's at Heritage.
Right.
You are a liar and you're going to be exposed. I called Heritage, and I'll call out. Like, one of them was Steve Klein. He's like, I called, you're a liar. And I'm like, don't say liar. Maybe there's a different explanation. They started getting tons of calls by Monday morning. They just said, no, it's not here. I talked to the person on Friday. So the liar piece, the intent to deceive. I mean, do we want clicks? I personally don't care about them, but I also don't care about, I don't care that someone thinks that. If you think, yeah. See, and Honeybee emailed Heritage, but that doesn't make us liars. They just told you something different. They were the liars. So let's go and make them the liars. Well, and we said they were breaking up the chest, and Sotheby's never declined. Okay.
And the way I look at it is we're not even talking to the people who claim we're liars, because we're not going to change their mind. We're talking to the other people who hear that and go, what are they lying about? Well, we're not, that's all.
So we won't continue to say that. So, but it is a little bit of vindication. It's funny because the last time Dan Barbarisi's book came out is when Matt was calling me a liar that there was no blow up at the house. And then, so every time Dan puts out a book, thank you, Dan. And someone asked, why is he putting this out now? This is the standard process. You put it out first in hard copy, and then you put it out at a certain time interval in soft copy, and you add an epilogue. It's a standard process from what I understand in talking with Dan. Okay.
Well, when we get it, we'll go live. We'll read it. We'll tell you if you guys don't want to order it, we'll talk at least the salient points, right? That it did go to Heritage, etc., things like that. Okay.
Yeah.
That they were going to break it up and try and sell it. Now, all that's kind of may have changed, but we'll see. We'll see when the book comes out.
Well, there's some more. We have a couple different parts to talk about. And then, let's just keep going.
All right. Homa Brown and the Blaze. Homa Brown's a point of contention for a lot of people. Let's see what we're going to talk about. Now, what is this from? Now we're getting somewhere. Explain it, K-Pro.
I am really into memes, and I only watch a couple TV shows, and Ozarks and Yellowstone is one of them. So you guys are going to see some funny memes. Oh. They mean nothing but funniness. Now, over on the right, though,
this is still the new.
This is the rest of the epilogue. Yes, there's more pages to it, and you can go up on Thor. Many were asking. I know some of you only want to hear from Jack or Forrest's video. Some people are asking Cynthia what Home of Brown was. Cynthia has put out a couple of things. One of them, she talked to Dan Barbarisi. If you want to know what her Home of Brown is, we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about her video. So this is just teeing up what some believe. And I'm going to put some additional information out. Wink, wink. If you think it might, I think it relates. And I agree with Cynthia that this is the Home of Brown. I know we need to wait until we see Forrest say it or Jack say it. But I could have waited a year for Heritage, I guess. I'm just putting it out when I hear it. So here is what is in the actual epilogue of Dan and Cynthia talking. And then we're going to go to what I also reached out to Dale. I have a little bit there. So I'm just trying to get as much. But have I directly talked to Forrest? Sorry, Jamie, he's not alive. I don't talk with him. And did I directly talk with these are the facts. So let's keep going.
And again, this is from the new chapter from Dan Barbarisi. Okay. Detailed analysis. This is about Cynthia. Detailed analysis of every word Jack had said publicly and crucially on her own efforts to track down additional snippets of information directly from Fenn's family and close associates. Her solves where Warm Waters Halt was Madison Junction, and she followed it down the Madison River Canyon. Her solution had her traveling 4.2 miles from the junction to 9 Mile Hole. Too far to walk. Where her home of Brown was the brown trout fishing hole below that spot. Let me say it again. Cynthia's home of Brown was the brown trout fishing hole below 9 Mile Hole, a site Fenn once said his father and grandfather used for fishing. The next clue states it's no place for the meek, and she took that to mean one must actually cross the Madison River. So that's interesting. I know a lot of people won't like it. I don't even think I like it if that
I
is
don't like the 9 Mile Hole.
was, but
it is what it is, but I don't like that. I don't like that you had to go over water. I know what Forrest is saying. I don't like, but once we get everybody on the same page, once it comes out, then we'll discuss why this is the worst ending to the worst ending to the worst ending. We get 9 Mile Hole, some generic.
Yeah. Some people think we're celebrating 9 Mile Hole, that we're pushing it. No, we just want to know what the solution was, good or bad. And once we have the confirmation, then we'll talk about good or bad. Okay, it's usually not as actually not as intimidating as it seems. I spent my summer wading across the river, Cynthia said. Cynthia said the next step is to walk up the bank a bit and then turn at a dry creek. There'll be no paddle up your creek. That's why it's dry. And walk through the many logs and downed trees there. Fenn had once referred to a cargo of logs as a heavy load in a video about a summer spent logging. Oh, that's interesting. Well, there you go. That totally makes sense. If Forrest said that, then that's the heavy loads. Yeah. Okay. Then follow that creek roughly to 150 to 200 feet in the woods. There, it's a matter of searching the heavily forested area rigorously until one finds the blaze, which Cynthia thought was a tree with either a capitalized or lowercase f on it. Again, I don't like that either, but we'll see if it comes out.
Awful. Yeah.
But the tree had fallen over since Fenn placed the chest out there, she believed, which is what made it so difficult for Jack to find and necessitated his methodical, repeated back and forth searches through the area until he finally located.
Okay, so focusing on home of Brown, let's go into two other pieces of information that may help you think about why 9 Mile at that lava shelf where the brown trout are, why we think that. So now next slide, please.
Cynthia's video from this weekend at 12:28 is the home of Brown. Am I playing this?
Yes, please. And we have her permission.
Okay. What the? Oh, it's okay. It's potential safety concern. What the hell? Okay, hang on.
Maybe.
Yeah. You said at 12:28. Go right there.
Yeah.
I was gonna go out there and fling myself on top of that treasure chest.
There we go.
Okay.
You tell me when to cut it.
Remember in 2013, Jennifer London interviewed Forrest and kept asking about Brown's house. Who's Brown? And Forrest finally answered, if I told you that, you'd go right to the chest. Yep. Mr. Brown, living in the hole with the fish. He often said in interviews how he named the fish. And before moving on, could the hole with the fish also be water high? In this Margie Goldsmith article from 2014, Forrest said,
okay, you
what
can stop
about
there.
Water high?
Okay.
So I'm going to say, I'm only the messenger here. Home of Brown was a name of a fish that his parents and him named when they fished this spot back when he was a teenager. And they did name the different fish. This one was named Brown. That's why it was capitalized.
That sounds like specialized knowledge to me, doesn't it?
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. I have a couple more slides, but
this is just Cynthia's opinion. Will Jack ever come out and confirm it? I hope so. We'll wait and find out. We're all waiting patiently.
Well, I have that at the end. We have something.
That's specialized knowledge. How do we know?
Oh my gosh, it is. But let's go into a little bit more. Let's look at the scrapbooks, and especially one that I believe Jack was very interested in. So
we're not saying we like it, everybody. This is Cynthia's theory.
Okay.
Fishing logs.
Yeah. So I reached out to Dale because of some other searchers that were doing some other investigation stuff. And they asked me, so we have the fishing logs from I don't know when, last time I asked Dale, can you put the fishing logs out? He put one set of them out. And I said, do you have the ones recently? I said, do you have the ones from when Forrest was about 13? I think that's why he references that. And Dale did confirm that he does have that. And he was very gracious last time to give us that information. And then he confirmed that he does have possession. I asked him if I could post it on Thor, or he could post it. He didn't say no. I've asked him twice now. I'm still staying positive. Let's not harass him and tell him how terrible he is for having this and not sharing it before. This would be so cool to have. And we could turn to page 42. It will probably be where he said he caught Brown, and Brown was the fish in the hole, and that's why it's the home of Brown or Sever. Sorry.
Now, Leanne says, Cowlazars, why'd you delete a comment on Facebook asking if Cynthia has given up on the poem leading the solver directly to the treasure with confidence, as Fenn claimed? I don't think I did delete that. Maybe you can point me to
I
where.
deleted one in the last week. I deleted one that said, Cynthia's an idiot and she should go away. I deleted that. If that was the rest of it, that could have been it. Once I saw idiot, I deleted. That's the only one I
call
deleted.
names, everybody. Don't call names. Yeah. That's why. You got to be able to make your point.
No, I don't know if that was the one you're talking about, or maybe she deleted whatever I don't know, but there you go. Let's keep going. So let's stay positive. Oh, they're saying that the other fishing log link was broken. Horn.
Other fishing log link.
Oh, let's be nice to Dale, guys. Okay, so it would just be really cool. Dale, if you're watching, I know you're not, but somebody maybe send this to him if you have his email. I know he's disconnected and he doesn't want to be involved, but it'd be so cool to see that. Wouldn't that confirm it even more? But let's go on for one other piece of information that I think is important when it comes to Jack and Home of Brown.
Jack. Billy Shaw points out, Fenn stated more than once that once you figure it out, you can go straight to the chest. Not sure we're supposed to wander around until we stumble across it. In other words,
he thought the tree was standing.
Well, no, even if the blaze was there, we have to wander around and find it. I don't know. That's how I think it was, to look for the blaze. I don't think the poem led you directly to the blaze. The poem led you directly to the area where the blaze was, and you had to find the blaze.
You're walking up the creek. I think if that tree, you would be looking over and you would see it. That's when it was standing, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we don't know. That's true. All right.
Okay.
More evidence of 9 Mile Hole and Brown. Okay.
Okay. You read the tagline.
Scrapbook and Forrest gets mail. In my opinion, Jack knew of these, discussing them with some in the search community, and evidence will eventually be out about this more formally. Okay.
So I'm going to point to what I think Jack helped Jack, and I think specifically there is there's a scrapbook and there is a accompanying article. So Scrapbook 253, I'm not going to go through all of it, discusses Eagle's Tackle Shop. And you can scroll through this. This scrapbook, here, mark my words, guys, Scrapbook 253, a year from now is going to become important when Jack says Scrapbook 253 is important.
So this is a searcher, Frank, who's just telling Forrest about a story that, hey, somewhere in 1938, we lived in this blah, blah, blah. My dad. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Forrest, and then Frank.
It goes on and on.
It's a long one. Okay.
Yeah.
So about a story about Yellowstone, right?
Yeah. So here's it's about Eagle's Tackle Shop and West Yellowstone.
It's in West Yellowstone, correct? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Eagle's Tackle Shop. Okay.
Okay. Go on to the next one.
And now Forrest gets mail.
So that is the other one that I will say. This one's interesting because this actually references a specific link, and we're going to talk about it. They are basically the Eagle family and the Fenn family were friends, and they were huge fishermen, and they actually publish articles. So let's so this article, see the blue underline?
Mm-hmm.
I put it in here so you guys can come and look at this later. Go to the next slide.
About the Eagle family and the rite of passage about catching brown trout, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the family actually published 2 articles. The first article, the one that was in the scrapbook, talks about the Eagle family and this priesthood of passing down. Like Shiloh has said, he's fished with his grandpa at 9 Mile Hole. Forrest fished with his father at 9 Mile Hole. He's fished with his whole family at 9 Mile Hole. So it kind of, now it doesn't specifically talk, It talks about the fire hole, and it talks about the Madison. You can keep going. There's about 5 pages here. You can go slowly. I just want people to be able to freeze this and look at it later.
Right.
Yes.
And I remember reading this. I don't know if it was before this, for some reason we were talking about it, because I remember reading about this. He's saying their entire family, the rite of passage is to go catch brown trout. Is it at Fenn Rock where they fish? I'm not sure.
This article does not specifically discuss that, but keep going here for a second. So this article just tells you about families and how families pass down fish, and they fish as whole families, and it's a rite of passage. Okay, there's one other article that maybe Jack knew about, maybe he didn't. This one's up on Thor as well. So go a couple more slides. Okay, so I don't think Forrest would have put out the scrapbook that says go to 9 Mile Hole. But if you look up eagles, and Jack, I believe Jack was very interested in Eagles Tackle Shop for a reason.
And there's
the other published article specifically talks about 9 Mile Hole in the red circle or square. This is specific to the area, and it talks about the lava shell. It talks about Home of Brown. This, from what I understand, and I've not been able to get a picture of it, this brown trout was actually put up like a trophy at Eagles Tackle Shop. 2 searchers have told me they have the picture of it. They took it down because so many searchers were getting interested in it and asking questions, and they didn't
call them and buy it or something. We wouldn't like
it's
to see
gone now. I'm sure. Yeah,
Oh.
this was back in early years, like 2013.
9 Mile Hole. So you're thinking this is just evidence that that 9 Mile Hole was there. I mean, that Home of Brown was at 9 Mile Hole. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. But again, that's specialized knowledge, in my opinion.
100%. Forrest, what the heck?
Las Vegas. So yeah. And we're not saying we like it, guys. We're just saying this is what we believe it was at this point. Hopefully Jack can tell us on Thursday. What's next? I'm going to need to bring more data. Yeah, we need more. That's for sure.
Okay. So this is the end. So we actually are going to be a little under tonight. So if you go to Cynthia's video, the full one, we don't have to go to this minute mark, because what she says is all the answers are coming soon. And you read what is in red box.
This is from Cynthia, right? Okay.
Yes.
All the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt answers are coming soon. The Fenn estate is asking for us to have patience. The lawsuits need to end before they can talk about it. So that implies the Forrest Fenn estate wants to talk about it, wants to give the location, and we'll see, guys. We'll wait.
But here, what do I do when I read something like that? I get on my bat phone and I call Cynthia and I say, tell me a little bit so I can have some context to talk about it with 237 of you here tonight. So next slide. I don't want to misspeak. So next slide.
After hearing last week.
Okay. So Shiloh reached out to Cynthia. Now, Shiloh reached out. Don't think Cynthia's harassing Shiloh. Shiloh, after the hearing, reached out to Cynthia. And right after the judge yelled like Judge Judy, case dismissed, motion to intervene is gone. And he told her, and this is the message. We, the family, will do right by searchers. The lawsuits need to complete before they can speak out. Patience. I hate to say this is such a small quote. It's not a quote, a small summary. It made me feel so good I hate to say that's all I need. That helps me know they are going to do right by us. I don't know what that means. Are we going to see that video? Is Shiloh going to go over what he knew and he heard from his grant? How's he going to do that? Just don't give it to a documentarian that's going to take 9 years to put something out. We want it out soon. So anyway, I just put that out as really, that's the predictions. That's huge, actually, right, Goldilocks? I know some people are like, you think things are big. To me, that's big. To me, that the family, even though we don't have it as a direct recording, I think it's fantastic. So predictions for the deposition, I think Jack will disclose 9 Mile Hole. And
Thursday is going to be that Jack is going to give it up. Is that what you're saying, Capron?
I do. And I think once he gives it up, then everybody, and it's a fun little bet, then everybody can talk about it. And I think it'll allow Jack to even talk about it outside of the hearing once it's out. But remember, the deposition is not public, and we wait for the hearing to see it. We have to wait for the hearing where they will put the transcripts into evidence. And that will be Yeah, super
We
big.
know Watto, man. We know that Jack can plead the fifth. We don't believe he will.
Yes, in my opinion, we're going to see. So Toby believes, even though he can say, I don't want to answer for whatever reason, I believe he will. That's my opinion. And I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
Jack will never testify under oath. Actually, he has to. I mean, he has to, right? He can plead the fifth, but he's got to testify under oath.
There's some nuances to it. He was, he formally did not, from what I understand, Goldilocks, I did figure out why I'm a person of interest, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Let me write that down so I don't forget. I finally got the entire file from beginning to end, like all 400 and some odd pages of it. And I don't understand why. I just lost my thought.
You're talking about your person.
Jack wasn't formally served. Tom Nasco's office was served. And I think because he is the lawyer representative, and it's also interesting to note, it is actually Forrest Estate that is calling Jack. So because they have a joint defense agreement, I think they're talking beforehand. So is there a way of listening in on Jack's depot? You hinted you could if you're being naughty. Yeah, you could break the law and secretly go into someone's computer no, there's legally no way. I don't think you can bring a friend. So I believe who's going to be there is just like the hearing. It's going to be McCracken. It's going to be Carl, maybe Tom. Zoe has the right to be there, but I don't know if she will be. And did I say Carl, Tom, Jamie? Oh, and Jack. Sorry, forgot Jack.
Is Jack still in Puerto Rico? What do you think,
I won't get into that. I'm
there.
over like doing the personal stuff. I think he's not going to be in Santa Fe. That's what I'll say.
He's doing it via Zoom, just like I think Zoe did. So that's wherever he is.
And you have to petition and ask that. And in the motion, it actually says, I am waiving live testimony, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, depositions are part.
Because I feel there are more positives for Jack if he's legally able to speak freely rather than being muzzled. Yeah, it's true. I agree. I think Jack just wants it out. Like,
well, Jack has done.
I want to sell it. Leave me alone.
Jack has done what is now called due care. If he is required in court to answer, he answers. Now it's out. Now he can talk about it. It's a win-win. And maybe we will see him give an interview or say his story.
That super act.
No, the judge will not be in the deposition. The judge is not in the deposition. It's only the lawyers, the person that's being deposed, and possibly the representatives. So McCracken is representing himself. He did have an attorney, and the attorney asked to withdraw about a week after Jamie's deposition. So we have Jamie, we have Carl, possibly Tom, Jack. So there's 4, possibly Zoe. So possibly, I don't know if she'll even be a part of it or not. No other depositions were requested. There's more on the witness list. That's different.
Right. Okay. And we see if McCracken's going to put it out Thursday or not. What the answers were that Jack answered. That's kind of where we're at, guys. If it gets part of the record when the trial starts, then it will be part of the public record, and we'll all be able to see it.
Yeah, and I hate to say, because I already think some things were misinterpreted by McCracken at Zoe's deposition. Like, I don't believe the treasure chest ever went to Forrest home. I think he interpreted something wrong. I'd just like to see that one page. There's going to be 4 hours of transcript.
C-Star says, do you think he actually knows the solve? Jack can testify on how he found it. Whether he knows the solve or not, that's a good question. That's a good question.
He's going to be asked all these. But out of the 4 hours, that will be
where he found it. Go ahead.
Out of the 4 hours, that will be a very large transcript. Just give us the one page where he says WWWH was this, and
9
then
clues. Boom, boom, boom. What are they? Yeah. Watto Man says, how did Toby get the transcript and the recording of the hearing? Well, he went to the Santa Fe courthouse to get the transcript.
No.
Right?
No.
No what?
He attended the hearing and then he played some
transcript and recording are the same thing. Yeah, the motion to intervene was actually live on Zoom and anybody could have listened in, right?
And then he magically did a transcript within minutes, and then
Shelley took notes through the whole thing. Right. All right.
We will not do that here at the hearing. Toby will do that. We are not going to do that.
So I will say this for everybody who just says it can't be 9 Mile Hole, it can't be in Yellowstone because it was illegal for Forrest to do it. I think you underestimate Forrest. I think you underestimate Forrest when he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway, and if it's found in my lifetime, I'm going to do A, B, and C." And I think that's what happened. There was a deal that was made. Don't know what that deal was, but I think for anybody that says, blasphemy, it cannot be in a national park, I think you underestimate Forrest Fenn. That's just my opinion.
Well, and Rooster says Cynthia's 9 Mile Hole argument reminds me of the GPS solve she endorsed. Hopefully it is a bust. I have to tell you, I liked GPS more, just outside of all, like if Forrest goes over the 9 clues, I would rather it be something specific with GPS codes in there than go to where 2 waters come together, take a canyon, and the tree fell over. And I would much rather that. But also, I'm not voting. We're just reporting.
Yeah, guys, we don't like the solve. I don't like the 9 Mile Hole solve. It has a lot of problems, but we want to know if it was right or not. Mike N's got it right. He says, what if Jack testifies he bought it from the auction site? Well, that would be breaking news, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be interesting? And then we can figure out how it all went down. That's what we need to know, is either the only people that know that are left alive are Jack, the Fenn estate, we believe, right? The Fenn estate. I think they know. I guess we never actually. Zoe said she doesn't know the location. Isn't that what she testified in her deposition?
Yes.
So now we have Jack and the ranger and the deputy ranger. Those are the lawyers. Those are the people that know. So Jack is the one to tell us. He's the one that knows. He's the one that found it. Rudy Green says, I like 9 Mile Hole 99% more than GPS. Okay.
I do have to say, when Vertigo and Must Listen Good and Rudy and a couple of others lay it out, I mean, it's not a new, okay, but I just didn't see it that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have a super chat.
Okay, there we go. Super chat. Billy Shaw Jr., our friend we met at the World Series of Fenn this year.
Yeah.
This may have been covered in a prior show, but the latest in situ photos of the chest don't seem to be the first week of June in 2020 in Yellowstone because it's not wet. Is that why they don't seem to be the first week?
Right.
Seems like it would be a winter month when it was cold, right?
Like September. I would say 10th.
What if Jack testifies he found it in September of 2019 and left it, and then went to Puerto Rico and established his residency and all that, and then came back and retrieved it? Would your mind be blown? Mine would. That he
mine would. I believe it, and I still can't believe.
Is it a possibility? Yeah, it's a possibility.
Well, that Jamie has said he's going to ask the question: when did you first discover the treasure chest? Won't it be interesting if he pleads the 5th on that and doesn't say June 5th, 2019?
Right.
Whatever.
It says September, blah, 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 2019. It'd be like, holy cow, what? I mean, think about it. It's a movie. It's something that would be in a movie. Somebody finds it and then they leave it and they come back, 9 months later?
And someone dies in the meantime.
Yeah, there's
and
a lot of problems,
he's posting these Forrest left a S show and yeah.
Hey, Bill, they're thinking of doing a Beacon Star meetup at the end of the month in Denver. So I don't know if you're interested, but I don't know if you have the Beacon Star. If you don't, you should. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not saying we like it, guys. There's a ton of problems, if for sure. It's just we want to know what was it. We wanted the truth. What is the truth? That's all.
Oh, Bill's in Denver just tonight. He's saying if anybody's in Denver.
Sorry. Everybody in Denver. Bill Gorman's there tonight. Reach out to Bill. You want to have get together. Maybe you go live from the restaurant, Bill.
Okay, so we went over Cynthia's video. She has a new video out. Go and watch it. She actually walks over and you can see waiting over the Madison. She thinks it's boring. I don't. She's like, you can't get those 5 minutes back. I'm like, I thought it was great. There are 2 new articles coming out or that have come out already. Outside Magazine did attend the hearing and did have their own summary of the hearing. If Jamie doesn't release info, can the estate or Jack? Absolutely. So Jack should probably get a copy of his deposition, but the estate definitely will. So then when the estate later, what they don't do, this is what I understand, they don't submit the entire deposition. They will submit what they're talking about because it's 4 hours. It would be a huge transcript for the judge. How Jamie can get it in there. I don't think it's the basis of the estate. Because remember, if you're the attorney for the estate right now, you're trying to settle your probate case. You're not trying to get searchers closure. The family has said via Cynthia, and I thought it was a huge update, we'll give the answers later. But we got to get through this probate hearing and let's get it shut down. Like, let's finish the hearing. We will do right by you, searchers. And I thought that was probably the biggest breaking news ever.
Oh, and must listen good, we will. If it comes out from Jack that it was 9 Mile Hole, we will absolutely do a show on the problems that
Yes.
brings and that the ending of this treasure hunt. Actually, if we have time, I've got a couple clips I want to play, K-Pro, if you want
Yep.
to do that.
Yeah.
Because
Well, and here's the
Forrest
other
talks
thing.
about it. Forrest talks about what if it's found in a national park. Go ahead.
Well, and here's the other thing. With the 4 states that were involved, you can't run a contest. Exactly what Condor was saying. If you run a contest and you have to have a free only and no paid way to give someone an advantage. Think about this. Charles Beale needs to think about this because that's exactly, it's illegal. And I talked to somebody who talked to an attorney, and I find that now that if we know 9 Mile Hole and we know inside the book, there is Fenn Rock as plain as day, and all about Yellowstone and how there's differences in the articles. It was even more so. Not that we can do anything about it, but just learn for the future. You can't do that.
Well, but there's no terms or conditions in the Thrill of the Chase book. So was it a contest? I don't know the answer to that, but it seems to me if you don't call it a contest, is it still one? I don't know.
Well, that can't be the defense. It is exactly the definition, but let's not call it a contest because we don't want to, Your Honor. That would be silly sauce.
Didn't Zoe in her deposition say the estate family doesn't know the solve, but now family stance as we know and will share? I think Zoe's deposition was, I don't know the solve.
Correct. She can't, that'd be hearsay to say anybody else. She can only say what she knows. And I think, I don't think it's mystery. She does not like this chase. I don't think she cares about what, I don't think she's seen the video. I don't think she cares about the 9 clues. Do you remember when the guy was at gunpoint and he turned and is like, is there really a treasure out there? And her face was like, I'm going to barf on your shoe. I think she is over that's just my opinion. I've not spoken to her about.
She just wants it all to stop. I mean, I get it. Leave her alone. Leave the family alone.
But that's only Zoe.
And once we have the truth, and I don't mean them, I just mean in general, I'll let it go and move on.
Well, when Shiloh said, I'm considering writing a book. Do you think he's writing a book about Willie? Like, I would think it's interesting to me that Shiloh was not deposed.
Willie should be on the cover of the book. Our buddy Czar says, K-Pro Cow, are you a shadow believer? What does he mean by that? The solution?
Maybe like Indiana Jones, like the shadow at a certain time. No. I'm not on this hunt because Forrest said you could pick it up in any weather, which isn't true either, though, Forrest. I don't think you could do that in the middle of winter.
So Cold Blue Water says all this controversy adds value to the chest and the solve. I think it being in Yellowstone adds value to the chest and the solve for sure. And if that's what you mean by the controvery, yes, I agree with you. I think it's
Biff did write a book.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing. I believe right now there's 2 people bidding on the chest, Justin and another person, in my opinion. And I think Jack is now waiting. If the solution was going along with it, I think it would increase the value of the overall chest if it's sold as a whole.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Are you a shadow caster believer? I don't know. I know the name. I haven't met him. I've seen him on YouTube's. I don't. Oh, he means shadow. What is shadow caster saying?
Yeah, we don't know what that means. Shadow caster is a searcher,
right?
Oh, I don't know what his solve is, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So right now, guys, I know you don't believe me, but it's true. I'm not watching any other shows. I went into the end of Toby's just to say, catch me up on what for tonight. I'm not watching any show. I'm not watching anything. Some of you send me some stuff. I'm so far behind because I was like, what do you mean this? Or what do you mean that? So if Shadowcaster has been on another show, I don't know what that is. Summarize it though, or shoot me a PM. And he's up there. He seems like an invested searcher. So yeah. So go ahead and play your, I'll be watching chat and answering questions. And Mike, go ahead.
Just 2 more. Rooster Cogburn says, if the Fenn family reveals the solve, Yellowstone is out. They would never cause a infrastructure problem for the park. Why? Why would
no, but
they?
If it's already out in the deposition, they want peace. In my opinion, they will definitely put it out just to get 93% of it. There's no way after the solve, if the solve came, let me ask you this, guys. And I want you to put yes or no in the chat. Yes or no only. If there's 273 of you in here right now, if you saw a clip of Forrest going over not a clip, but a video going over the 9 clues, Jack saying, yes, that's it. Shiloh saying, yes, that's it. I don't care where it is. I believe it's 9 Mile Hole. If that happened,
go ahead.
If that happened, yes or no, would you be watching a show? What would we be talking about? But would you continue to engage in this conspiracy? Let's follow Jack around and find out how he found it, or let's go to his house or his
7%
family's
won't
house.
believe it, but they're not going to believe it anyway.
Would you move on? Yes or no?
The family has zero to do with the solve. Forrest did it on his own. The family's just going to say, this is where Jack's going to say, this is where I found it. You know, it doesn't
And
cause
some are
any
saying
problem.
it's a deep fake. Some are saying Shiloh wouldn't lie. Oh, probably not. No. Hard yes. Oh,
So Watto Man, what Forrest said, and Cynthia addresses this in her video, is he said if you knew precisely where it was, you could probably retrieve it in any weather. Meaning in the wintertime, can you cross the Madison because it's frozen? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
someone asked, can I bid on BIP? I'm putting together a video on the whole collection. Unfortunately, Ben has my first edition TTOTC. It looks like he's keeping other people's properties for whatever fixation he has. So I'm going to put out the rest of the collection. I hope you do the right thing, Ben. And if you need money, I can help and loan you some money. Taking and stealing other people's properties isn't the best.
Book, Ben. You said you were going to.
You said you were going to, and it's the right thing. But I have actually the entire collection because I just did a video. I am willing to sell some pieces of this. I was waiting for the whole collection first, but I'm not going to stop my life because people are not good people.
Two things before we get on to the Forrest Fenn clip. I heard somebody say that you gifted the Thrill the Chase to Ben. It was a gift. No, it wasn't a gift. Ben asked to borrow it, and K-Pro said yes, with the deal that he would return it. So Ben, as you told,
no, and his answer was, "Oh, it's worth $75. I'll send you." So he already confirmed that, and then he said in a video that he was going to return it.
Next time he gets to the post office, you just got to get over there. Ben.
Yeah,
okay. The other thing is, some people have said we buy views and clicks for other YouTube channels. We've never bought anything off of YouTube other than super chatting somebody else. We've never bought views or clicks or subscribers or any of that crap for us or for anybody else. And we also have no other YouTube account, guys. It's K-Pro and it's Cowlazars. That's it. Packer Jack says, can you buy some for the Copper Factory? Subscribers, that is. No, actually, we can't. Okay, and we never have. All right, so check it out. First off, I got to give credit to You Show We Ship. Some of you guys know this YouTube channel. You Show We Ship. On YouTube is put all these Fenn clips out, right? Some of them are in full, some of them are clips. Check it out. You Show We Ship, got to give them credit. And I'm going to play these because You Show We Ship doesn't own these. They're Forrest Fenn interviews. And this one's very interesting. Check it out. So I'm not going to show the video because there's no video. It's just audio. So listen up.
Somebody's going to find. Somebody's going to find that treasure.
Mm-hmm.
And Pandora's box is going to open really wide.
Mm-hmm.
What happens now?
Mm-hmm.
And I said in a story that someplace I said, if you find a treasure, put it under your bed for 30 days and do nothing but think about it. Mm-hmm. Don't do anything but think about it.
That's a nice quote.
There's a number of decisions that have to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to appraise it? What's the IRS going to do? But I spent $8,000 with attorneys to find out what happens if it's found on government land, Indian land, or private property. And the water is so muddy that a lot of people think it's in Yellowstone. A lot of people think it's in Glacier. Probably more people think it's in Glacier than Yellowstone.
Pandora's box is going to open. Doesn't that fit 9 Mile Hole, guys? Doesn't that fit any national park that Pandora's box is going to open? You got decisions to make. I think it does. Here's another one. Hang on. Let me see. There's a whole bunch of them that I want.
Well, but one of the latest ones where Forrest was like, when they find it, I hope they don't even tell me. And then they don't tell the IRS and they just start selling it piece by piece. I'm like, Forrest, that's against the law. You couldn't have thought of everything if you're asking the finder to break the law.
All right, check out this one.
Yes, John S. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. What is it?
John S. In a sweepstakes, it is illegal to require any purchase. I am not sure how this hunt qualifies as a contest in that context. And Fenn never broke this as you could go to the book at the library.
That's true.
Except if you're making it available in all 4 states, Colorado is actually the biggest issue legally. So
we did get a super chat. 3D Bronze. Good to see you back, 3D Bronze. Heart goes out to the Fenn family. Never asked for this. Been through hell and back, and we all care. And all we care about is to solve. Would rather never know than people sue. Well, people are going to sue anyway, as we can see. And they're going to sue because they think their solve's right. So hopefully Jack putting it out will, if they're not going to believe it, they're not going to believe it. But I'll believe it if Jack testifies to it under oath. But anyway.
Yeah,
And
Goldilocks, there is a new motion to intervene, and it is a female searcher. Is she the one? She also believes Taylor Swift. I don't remember. It's not going to even make it to the judge. It's not under the expedition context. So, yeah. He wanted kids to cross the Madison. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, it's all right. No, he wanted searchers to cross the Madison. Forrest never said, take your kids to find the treasure chest. Forrest said, go out and search, right? So
he said a kid could find it with a little help. I think
there you go. Put your kid on your back and cross the Madison. He did. He crossed it as a kid a bunch of times. So I think he thought it was okay. He also said, stay on the trails in Yellowstone. Yes, he did. And then he said, I don't stay on trails.
Yeah.
So Forrest was like, yeah, it ain't much fun for me to stay on a trail. So are you supposed to when you go look for his treasure? If Forrest didn't stay on trails, I'm not going to stay on trails. But that's breaking the law, right?
But here's the thing. Do you know how many times we have heard Forrest say things that are contradictory? It is so.
There's clips in here about contradictions, big time.
Yeah.
All
And that's what, once it's confirmed. Yeah, I saw plenty of kids going in the middle of the Madison last year. Rudy says,
Personal responsibility, guys. Watch your kids. I don't, Forrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want breaking news of why I'm a person of interest in the Forrest Fenn treasure probate case?
All right, let's hear it.
This is the most ridiculous story because now people are researching my name and it was misspelled, and that's actually what helped me. So the first set of, and I don't care if you guys believe me, I'm just going to explain. And I have it around here somewhere. I ordered the entire file going up to last July, and I thought, I read it all and I was like, oh, this is it was August that the McCracken thing started. So Mike and I, what we thought the process was, is you go down, we did exactly what we did last time. We gave them a check. We put it with a self-addressed stamped envelope and we send it to the court. And Mike and I did that together. So he can say, I'm not lying. We sent it to them, and the court clerk's accountant called me and said, we don't take checks. And I said, you did last time. And she was like, I said, I don't want to delay this. She goes, you need to give us a cashier's check unless you're a lawyer. I said, I'm definitely not a lawyer. And she said, do you own a business? I said, yeah, but it's a really small little nothing business. And she goes, hold on. And I was on hold for like 20 minutes. And she called me back and she said, and I heard it, maybe I heard it different. Are you interested in this case? And I said, yes. And she goes, I found a way through it. We'll put you as an interested person or party, and then I can just get it to you and get the file sent. And I was like, I didn't even think about it at the time. Not like I didn't think I was going to be an interested party. So the next day, my name misspelled shows up. Well, then I'm traveling to my work and all of that for a while. And I get back to it, I don't know, yesterday, day before yesterday. And I see the receipt, and the receipt is misspelled like what is up on the court document. So it was a way for me to be able to pay they took my credit card information rather than the check. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me that now people are searching down and they have my name. And why is she? It was just to get the file. Then Toby tells me, well, you can just have them email it to you. Here's the email address. And I'm like, I am so over this. So anyway, there you have it. It's nothing exciting. It was a way that we had a little bit of an issue, and that's how we settled it. Yeah. So.
All right. Check this one out, everybody.
Area includes national parks, national forest, maybe Indian land. What have you figured out if the treasure is found in those areas? Who owns it?
This is not something that I jumped into superficially. I mean, I tried to think of everything. My feeling is if you can find a treasure chest, you can have it.
But if I find the treasure and it's in a national park, don't I have to share it with Uncle Sam?
No, my fault. Sorry, guys.
And Alan, I'll talk to that in a second.
Yes, you can have it.
But if I find the treasure and it's in a national park, don't I have to share it with Uncle Sam?
I spent a bunch of money with a lawyer to figure out the question about who owns it, if it's found on public land, on private property, or on Indian land. And
So I just want to point out what Forrest said is I spent a lot of money on what if it's found, not about me going to hide it. What for the
That's a
finder?
good point.
Yeah. So check it
I
out.
don't think Forrest cares if Forrest broke the law. I think he was worried about the finder.
Forrest thought he was going to be long gone before it was found. So for the finder, what if there's no legal issue? If Jack would have turned it into the park ranger service, he would have eventually got it. There's no legal issue, right? I don't know. Let's hear the rest. Sorry.
there's all kinds of answers. If it's found in a national park, according to my attorney, the person that finds it is required to take it to the park superintendent. The rules are different if you find it on private property. If you find it on Indian land, it really gets complicated.
And the person who finds it has to deal with the legal questions.
Well, if there's a legal question, yeah.
You see, what if the person who finds it turns it into the park? So he said, my lawyer told me whoever finds it turns it into the park superintendent, and then they'll get it back.
And
That
Jack
what if
didn't
there
do
is
that.
no legal question? Right. Jack didn't do it, but he could have.
Right.
And
He could
Jack
have.
would not have been in any legal problems. Forrest may have, but
Right.
that's not what he was talking about. So when people bring up, oh, what if there's no legal questions? If Jack would have followed the park rules, there would have been no legal problems for Jack, and he would have been able to keep it. They would have contacted Forrest. He would have said, yep, it's mine. And either they would have given it back to Forrest, or Forrest would have gifted it to Jack anyway, or they would have given it to Jack. So
Yeah.
that's
There
what
was.
I believe anyway.
This will be this will be the last topic, and then let's get off because it's 1 hour. Alan said, does anybody know, and Capro, do you know anything about Calvary Media? I've had a lot of people ask me questions about it. So this is the only thing I'm going to say because somehow it's a controversy. I'm not sure why. So I had a searcher reach out to me a year ago and said, do you want to have Calvary Media interview you? They are doing a podcast. And he said, both myself and Douglas Preston have been interviewed for it. If you're interested, let me know, or let them know. And he gave me their contact information. Now, fast forward, I was talking with Ben on different things back when we spoke. And he said he is doing the podcast with Calvary Media. He's the first interview. The first episode had just completed. And he said to me at the time, he said, it's a podcast and they're trying to spin it into a movie or make it bigger into a movie. And he said, can you ask Douglas Preston if he sold the rights to the codex to Calvary Media? So I emailed Douglas and said, hey, somebody is asking, did you sell? Because Ben told me that's what they said. So Douglas came back and said, absolutely not. Give me their information. I will have my lawyers on it. Like he was. And I went back to Ben and I said, Ben, I need that information to give to Douglas. He's saying these guys are he did not sell the codex. I know nothing about the podcast stuff. And Ben told me he forgot who he met with, had emailed with, and he had a phone exchange with. And I said, wait, he forgot. And I said, you just went to lunch with them last week. You're kind of hanging me out to dry here with Douglas. I said, can you please just, I'm going to look really bad to Douglas. And I said, how do you spell Calvary? Because I know this other searcher a year ago had told me. And he's like, I forget. And I'm like, oh, that is so not nice to do. But I went back to Douglas and I said, it was another searcher that told me, here's that searcher's information in case he reaches out to you. And Calvary, I did find the email. It's Calvary Media. And I gave him the name. And I think his last email to me was Crooks. And he was so upset. I don't know about the podcast, except for what Ben told me. But since Ben told me he forgot their name, he forgot their email, he didn't save it in his phone, he forgot who he met with, he doesn't even remember their names.
I want to tell you, obviously, and it's fine.
Right. And that's okay. But the only one I know for sure lied was Ben. I don't know about Douglas. I don't know if he's involved in this or not. There was some information I got a year ago that he was interviewing with them. But his big thing, and the only part I did the exchange on, was, did the codex get sold to Calvary? He said no. Ben said yes. That's all I know. Anything else, if a podcast comes out and Douglas is in it, that doesn't make me right or wrong. I have no idea. I actually think that's probably true. This codex part, if it's not true, that's not my thing. I'm not involved. I don't care about the media stuff. I don't care about the clicks and 900 people in my chat and all of that. That's as much as I know, and that is all I'm going to speak to. So the rest of it, I'm letting the drama channels handle that.
Don't write me a book, kid.
Exactly. I'm staying out of it.
All right, there it is, guys. Will we know Thursday? We don't know. We'll find. We'll see. It wasn't 9 Mile Hole. We'll see. It could be. It could have been. That's all I'm saying. Sam, we will talk about did Forrest lie or not, and all the issues.
Yeah.
If it comes out that it was in a national park, forget about 9 Mile Hole. If it was in a national park, then yeah, we needed.
Yeah, and Holy, somebody asked me that. Somebody said, but there's a clip where Douglas said that he sold the movie rights. But I guess, and I don't know this at all, I guess when you sell the movie rights and then they don't take off, it sits in some sort of like purgatory, and then it can be resold again somewhere else. I don't know if that's the case. This is the cool part. I know nothing about it. Somebody said, but Ben said when it comes out in June, you're like, you lied about Douglas being involved. I don't know anything about it. I have exchanges with Douglas. I have exchanges with Ben. And it's not about, is there a podcast or not? A podcast didn't even come up. It was selling of the codex. That's the only and total. I mean, I would think, though, if Ben's affiliated with this, he wouldn't want to make Douglas his enemy, but I don't care. I don't know. I'm not a part of it. It's not a part of the chase. It's not a part of the channel. No, thank you. But that's all I know.
Billy Shaw's got it right. Thumbs up, everybody. If, in fact, McCracken does release what Jack testifies to on Thursday, we will go live with it. And, yeah. There it is. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Remember, Monday nights are
positive, guys. Let's keep don't go after Dale. Stay away from children. Just be happy. Let's go back to our lives. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. I know I got stuff going on with important things like family and my dad and all of that. So let's try to keep things a little bit more positive. It's gotten to me, but I know I'm just in a darker time because of my life situation. But life is always better when I'm around Mike. So, yeah.
The Great U.S. Treasure Hunt is live. Go check them out. And for Sam and anybody else, we'll be the first ones that will be critical of the solve if, in fact, it comes out. Wherever Jack testifies to, trust me, we will be critical of it. I will anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there it is. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next time. Make sure you subscribe. At some point, the chase is all going to come to a close. Maybe soon.
Very soon. And soon for us. That's a lot of people are asking, well, we don't see you in chats and stuff. I'm moving on. And Xavier is kind of fun, and some of these others will be fun. And yeah.
You're doing what, bro?
Xavier and Beacon Star.
No, you're doing what?
I don't know what I said.
You said you're moving on?
I'm going to move on. Don't hit the wire.
There it is.
Eventually, once we get the 9 clues and the final location, I'm not going into Jack's life. I'm not going into Is Forrest alive? I'm not doing any. There's not, in my opinion, a second chest. There's not any of that. So.
Now, if Jack talks about the auction website, that'll be interesting. But William McDowell says Forrest talked about sealing jars in hot wax. The healing bath from the movie Wanted looked like wax. That movie is about a fraternity of assassins. All right. We connect A to B to C. And we get 38. All right. All right. Thanks, William. Thank you for all the super chats. Thumbs up. We'll be back when the breaking news comes out. That's right. We'll see you there, Czar, for sure. And anybody that's coming out to the World Series of Poker, let us know. All right. We'll see you.
Bye.